we have seen the 10th Adhikaranam and 39th Sutra Kampanat. Haji? Kampanat. Now the next Adhikaranam, 11th is Jyotir Adhikaranam. Kampanat we have to still see.
No, we have seen the
Bhishasana. Okay. Jyotir Adhikaranam. This is what we have to see?
Yes.
Yes. Jyotir. Jyotir Darshanat. Jyotir Darshanat. We had just started it.
Yes.
You know, the light that is mentioned in the Shruti, the light, the Jyoti that is mentioned in the Shruti is not physical light. Don't make noise. The light that is mentioned in the Shruti is not physical light. It's not even the light of the senses. It's not even the light of the mind. It is the light of the truth. It is the light of the truth. Therefore, even though the word Jyoti, it also means the physical light. Jyoti also means physical light. That is all right. In the society, light means the physical light. But in the Shastram, light means, in a given context, in the context of unfoldment of the truth, in the context of revealing the nature of the truth, in the context of talking about the nature of the truth, the light means awareness, consciousness, the subject, the truth. Physical light illumines only forms, whereas consciousness illumines the forms and sounds and tastes and touches and smells, all of them, thoughts, memories. The sun illumines only a form. That's nothing, 1/5 of the universe. The sunlight illumines, the physical light illumines only 1/5 of the creation. Whereas the one who is conscious illumines the whole creation. The sun can't illumine my thoughts. The sun can't illumine in my emotions. The sun can't illumine my pleasures and pains. Whereas consciousness can illumine all the 5 elements, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. It can illumine all the 5 elements. It can illumine my emotions. It can illumine my thoughts. It can illumine the Sukham and Dukkham. It can illumine Jagrat and Swapna and Sushupti. Whereas the waking sun can't illumine the dream. The waking sun can't illumine the deep sleep experience. Whereas there is something called the one who knows, the one who is aware, the witnessing being. He knows everything. To know is to illumine. What else? To register is called illumining. I am aware of the form. That is called, I am illumining the form. I am aware of the sound. It's my knowledge. It's my light. I am aware of the form. I am aware of the sound. I am aware of the tastes and touches and smells, and I am aware of the thoughts and emotions, waking, dream, sleep, life, death. Therefore, as the one who is aware of all these details, he is the Jyoti, he is the light. That is called, it is omniscient. All-knowing light is light. Even physical light doesn't know the form. It is inert, it can't know. It is always known. Physical light doesn't enjoy the identity of being the knower. The physical light enjoys the identity of being known. Inert. And therefore, light means only, Jyoti means only Atma Jyoti. Jyoti means Swayam Jyoti. The self-effulgent light alone is light. Everything else is darkness. I can close my eyes to the evidence of physical light, but I can't close my eyes to the evidence of my existence. You can't snub yourself. You can snub your sister-in-law, all right, but you can't snub your existence. It's a great thing, Ji. You can't snub your existence. You can't snub. You can't close your mind to your existence, the evidence of your existence. I cannot feel that I am not there. I can't have a thought that I am not there. How? Even to feel that I am not there, should be I am there. If I am there, then I can't feel that I am not. Therefore, self-absence is impossible because it is eternal. It is eternal. What is eternal is the light. Therefore, we just, hang around, wander around, run about just as forms. Because survival takes its toll. In order to survive, I need wealth for which I have to work. For comforts, I need wealth for which I have to work. And I am attached to my children, and for their comforts I have to work. And for their future wealth, I have to work in the present. So I have to work not only for today, I have to work for tomorrow also. I have to work for next few generations, my children, and then after some time get grandchildren also. So you have children and grandchildren, so you are working. Therefore, even though man is because he is so busy with working, so he wants to collect the life-giving material, the comfort-giving wealth, the life-giving wealth. I want to accumulate wealth so that I can feel secure as a jiva. I want to feel secure. I need wealth. And I want my children to feel secure, for which I need wealth. And I want my grandchildren to feel secure, I need wealth. Therefore, the wealth becomes an obsession in the mind. And once the money becomes an obsession, then I am going round and round. And if the Shastra comes and says, you are unlimited, वो तो बाद की बात है, अभी तो ये चाहिए. Therefore, I always make this statement, the very exigencies of survival. Exigencies means, the problems involved in survival, the efforts involved in survival, the kind of work that one has to do for the survival, the kind of struggle that one has to make for survival doesn't allow man to come to Vedanta. But otherwise, any person who is a little above average in thinking, he gets stunned at what the Vedanta says. He gets stunned. It is like a message given to a Kupastha Manduka which thinks this well is the whole creation. This is the whole existence. A frog thinks this is the whole. And somehow a sage frog comes from outside, a sage which had strayed from the well to the creation. And it comes back to the well and says, my dear, this is not the whole of existence. Just come out a little and see the vastness. Then the frog in the well says, what are you talking? How can there be anything bigger than our well? How can there be anything that is more secure than our well? You must be bluffing. अगर हम आपकी बातों में आके कुआं छोड़ देंगे, then हम इधर का ना उधर का. That is why when Vedanta is taught to humanity, they will say, you won't get a Brahman because there is no such a thing called a Brahman, and in the process you will lose interest, you will lose the opportunity to make money. Na paisa mila, na Ram mila. Na Maya mila, na Ram mila. माया भी नहीं मिला. माया होता तो कम से कम थोड़ा बहुत माया में थोड़ा आनंद मिलता. This problem is, there is always, human beings are so obsessed with following the previous generation's footsteps. This beaten track. जो लोग पहले चले गए, how the people of last generation thought, I want to think the same way. I say my forefathers did not look into Vedanta, their forefathers did not look into Vedanta, their forefathers did not look into Vedanta. It's a beaten track. It's like a sheep mentality, I am telling you. It's absolutely a sheep mentality. But intelligence must make me question anything that is questionable. And therefore, wealth becomes an obsession with every generation. Security, material securities become an obsession with every generation, and therefore one doesn't come to Vedanta. Otherwise, the moment you look into Vedanta through education, oh my God, that means it is the ocean which wants to feel secure. It is the ocean that wants to collect a few more waves. And therefore, here Bhagavan says, Parameva Brahmajyo. Therefore, this word light, the self-effulgent light that is used in Vedanta, it means Param Brahma. It does not mean sunlight. It doesn't mean physical light. Physical light is glorious, but it doesn't know. The form that this physical light illumines is Drishyam, and even the light is Drishyam. And we are the drashta, that is the light. The one who is aware of the form and the physical light in which the form is illumined, the one who sees both the physical light, the light and the lighted up, both are drishyam, and the one who sees is the drashta. That drashta has no dimension, and therefore, Bhagavan says, in Vedanta, when you use the word light, don't unnecessarily become mystical. While studying Vedanta, we convert it into mysticism. Mysticism means I start imagining things. Subjective imagination. I start वोहापोह करने लगता हूँ. Voohapoh? Just imagining. थोड़ा ऊहापोह करने लगता हूँ, तो हो सकता है वो, हो सकता है वो, हो सकता है वो, like this. So I start imagining the light without understanding. Say the one who is thinking is the light. The one who is aware is the light. Therefore, evam prapte brahmaha parameva brahma jyotish shabdam kasmat darshanat. Because it is not possible for a student of Vedanta to mistake the light to mean physical light. Because the Vedanta says, when you fall asleep, only light alone remains. You stand only the light in Sushupti. So if a person stands only the light in deep sleep, please tell me, does one stand a physical light there? No. One only stands a peaceful light. Peaceful light. Conscious light. And therefore, tasya hi prakarane bhaktam vyatvena anivrittir drishyate atma apahata papma. And you can't describe the physical light as sinless self. It is the conscious being who feels I am sinful is told that you are sinless. Iti apahata papmatvadi gunakatvat gunakasya atmanaha prakaranat prakarana adau anveshtavyattvena vijijñasitavyattvena ja pradigñatat. The Shastram can't tell us to search for physical light and know it. Make the physical light as the topic to be discovered. And everybody knows the physical light. Everybody knows the physical light. What is there to seek it and discover it? Therefore, it is the seek the light of your being, seek your existence. Seek to know that your existence is nothing but the light. Seek to know, search to know, think to know that your existence is nothing but the light. Therefore, it is the conscious light that is described as something to be अन्वेष्टव्यम. उसके बारे में ढूंढना, one has to reflect on it. अन्वेषण कर लो. Investigation. अन्वेष्टव्यम means investigate into yourself. Investigate into yourself. Understand yourself. And nobody can investigate into your existence. You have to investigate into your existence. Your dream I can't remember, your deep sleep I can't remember. The one who experiences alone has to remember. So the more you remember the waking, the more you think of your other two states, it establishes you have continuity. Yes. The memory of the waking thoughts establishes your continuity in the waking. The memory of the other two states establishes that you have continuity through thought and its negation. It establishes our presence with time and without time. It establishes our presence with mind or without mind by just seriously remembering the three states. It is me who experienced the dream. It is me, it is my experience. Even the peaceful sleep was my experience. A disturbed dream, let us say, a disturbed dream was my experience. A frightening dream was my experience. Dream might have been frightening, but that it was my experience is enlightening. It is my experience. That means I am there. Therefore, the waking is for me the aparoksham, the dream is for me the aparoksham, and even the negation of the waking and the dream is for me the aparoksham. So you hit yourself the aparoksham. You don't slip into the past. Dream is past, but to whom it is connected is ever in the present. I think a thought and becomes the past, but it is connected to me, the aparoksham. All the memories are connected to the ever-present. All the memories are connected to the ever-present. All the history is connected to the ever-present. The waking is connected to me, the ever-present. Similarly, the dream, similarly, the sleep. Dream was, but you can't say I was, even though we use that language. But otherwise, the I can never become was. I is always am. इसको समझना, most it can really give you इतना बड़ा ज्ञान देती है. How the dream is a thing of the past. I can think of the dream, I can think that the dream was, but I can't think that I was. It's always I am. If it is true that I became a thing of the past, I should not be there in the present. But I am there in the present. That means the self never becomes a thing of the past. Are you able to follow what I mean? Can't become a thing of the past. Meaning our existence never becomes a thing of past, never becomes an object of memory. Our existence doesn't become an object of memory. Dream is remembered, and the negation of the dream is remembered, pratyabhijna. Yesterday's waking is remembered, but the one who is remembering is ever present. Yeah. The seer and the rememberer is ever present. What is remembered can be thought past. I can remember the dream. I can remember the sleep is remembered. Sleep means the negation of everything is remembered. The dream is remembered. Yesterday's waking is remembered. One's childhood is remembered. Even the blackout before the birth is remembered. Even the total blackout before you are born in 18th century. What is 18th century? Blackout. That is also experience. Like Sushupti is a darkness. One thinks it is darkness. Before the birth also is darkness. And the darkness also is experience. If it is understood as experience, then it is no longer darkness. It is ever present, light. When you close your eyes, it is darkness. But just make a little shift in your thinking. Yes, I don't see an object. From the point of view of the object, not seen, it is darkness. Not seen, it is darkness. But if I switch my mind to the fact that I am aware of it, as aware of darkness, then there is no darkness, there is only awareness. Even darkness is a view, there is no darkness. It is a point of view. Not seeing an object that is there is called darkness. If it is there and I don't see it, that is called darkness. There is a sound but I don't hear, that is called darkness. Listen to this point very well. You will miss otherwise. There is a form and I don't see it. That is darkness. There is a sound I don't hear. That is darkness. There is the world but I don't see it. That is darkness. But in Sushupti there is no world. There is no seeing. That is not darkness. That is only the presence of the truth. Freedom from the creation is not darkness. Darkness is only that when there is an object but I don't see it. I stand as an individual and then I don't see an object. When I am blind it is darkness. When I am deaf it is darkness. I don't know, it's darkness. But if I am free from the world and myself being an individual, when I am in Sushupti, we are free from both the world and the body and the mind. It is a state of freedom, not it is a state of there being the world and my not knowing it. It is a state of freedom from the universe. In the sleep, we are free from the universe. It is a state of freedom from the universe. The universe is there from the waking point of view. It is a state of the perception of the universe, whereas Sushupti is freedom from the perception of the universe. Therefore, when there is freedom from perception, there is no darkness also. Therefore, the definition of darkness must be understood very seriously. There is a thing and I don't see it. There is an object and I am there also as an individual and I don't see it. Then it is darkness. But in Sushupti there is no darkness. Even before the birth there is no darkness. It is non-dual nature. So, you can even have the pratyabhijna. Supposing you think it is darkness, anyway it falls within awareness, then it is light. But when it comes to be understood, how do you negate the darkness? Discovering that there is no such a thing called darkness. There is only truth is. Therefore, etam tvevate bhuyaha anuvyakhyāsyāmīti ca anusandhāt anashariram vavasantam na priya priye sprishataha. I'll tell you something easier for you to understand. You have come in such a big cold. If I go into the depths, you feel, you start repenting, why did I leave my razai? मैं अपनी रजाई को छोड़ के क्लास क्यों आया? कुछ समझ में आता नहीं. Whenever you start regretting, why did I leave my razai? In order not to regret, for next class you bring it along. सिर पर डाल देना आराम से. जितना सुनते सुन लेना, जितना समझ सकते हैं समझ लेना बस. जो नहीं समझते हैं नहीं समझे, क्या हो गया? That's why, in life, I'll tell you something very important. When it comes to good things in life, जितना हो सकता है उतना करो. Something is better than nothing. I'm telling you, it's a golden logic. It's a golden rule. It's a golden rule. Once you know that it is the right thing, just to do to the best of, जितना हो सकता है उतना करो. जो भी है, जितना हो सकता है उतना करो. वेदांत बहुत अच्छी चीज है. सबसे अच्छी चीज है वेदांत है. Everything else is debatable, not Vedanta. It's almost like saying, is wealth good or bad? Debatable. Is name good or bad? Debatable. Is marriage good or bad? Debatable. Children good or bad? Debatable. In this world, everything is debatable. Is happiness good or bad? Not debatable. Is happiness good or bad? Not debatable. Vedanta is Anandam. It's because its topic is Anandam. And therefore, The best is Vedanta, and therefore to the extent even रजाई के अंदर बैठ के सुनना भी अच्छा है. ना सुनने से रजाई के अंदर बैठ के सुनना अच्छा है. Yes, that is what should give you. This golden rule always keeps you active in life. Why? You are always doing something good. What is good? What is useful? Because you want to spend time for something good. Even if you don't turn mountains, so what? थोड़ा भी ठीक है. If you can't go for a walk for 1 hour, all right, go for 5 minutes. Something is better. It's a good thing. If you can't do pranayama for 30 minutes, either I do for 1 hour or I don't do. It is these people who get into frustration, I am telling you. It is these people. Swamiji, I will come to Gita class when you begin. When will I begin? Then you re-begin. These are the people who are useless in life. You have to follow the golden rule. What is it? जितना हो सकता है. Shubhasya Shighram. I don't have to wait for doing a right thing. I have to just do it. If I can't do pranayama for 30 minutes, so what? 1 minute. For 1 minute. स्वामी जी 1 minute में होता है क्या? ऐसे any right thing gives you even थोड़ा बहुत फल मिलेगा. Because बूंद बूंद मिलके समुद्र बनता है, ये याद रखना. And therefore, even prayer, either I pray for 1 hour or just chodo. Hey, do. Say, even for once, say Om. Simply say Om Namah Shiva. एक बार मन में रख के फिर चले. बहुत है. Instead of remembering Bhagavan the whole day, if you have no time to think of the truth, you think of just for a minute and move to your daily duties. तो क्या हो गया? Therefore, this is what I wanted to say. Always value doing the right things, even a little. When you are hungry, somebody gives you just a piece of bread. I say, instead of not having any lunch, it is better to take 1 piece of bread. Otherwise, the system starts eating itself. Little rahat is much better than no rahat. Therefore, follow this golden rule of always doing the right thing to your capacity. Even if you don't have to do it to the best of your capacity, even to the least of your capacity. थोड़ा बहुत कर लो, कोई बात. 2 मिनट के लिए एक चक्कर लगा के वापस आओ. Instead of not going, who knows, tomorrow you may do 2. Who knows? Who knows, tomorrow you may offer pray for 10 minutes. Who knows, once you start enjoying it, then you will increase. And every right thing has a knack of making you enjoy it. Every right thing you will enjoy. Believe me, every right thing you will enjoy. You don't feel like leaving the bed. And unless you leave the bed, can you come to the class? No, you can't come to the class. It's very difficult to leave the bed in the morning. छुटता नहीं है. You have to just leave the bed and you can put on the shawl and up and down, then you're all right. Then you're again. These are all notions, Ji. Discomfort, a lot of discomfort is a notion. A lot of love for comfort is a notion. And if you feel very cold, I have got a very, very radical solution. Go and stand under the, what is called, shower. Yes, that is the punishment. And after that, see, even though you go through it, but afterwards it is Swargamji. You know that? After the shower, it is Swargam. Yes. The whole day you feel fresh. Morning shower liberates you from cold. Morning Vedanta class liberates you from samsara. Yes. Morning class. Therefore, so the word Jyoti, the light, means one's own existence. To illumine is a word. We means illuminating something, illumining something else. Ye galat hai. Illumining means the one who is knowing. To know is to illumine. इसको लिख के अंडरलाइन करके इसको याद कीजिए. To be aware of is called to be illumining. The sun can illumine only forms, not the sounds. The sun can illumine the forms, not the taste, not the touches, not the smells. Whereas yourself, you are aware of the form and sound and taste and touch and smell. Therefore, the one who is the Sakshi, Sarva Sakshi, the seer of all, is the light. The seer of all. There is nothing that you don't see. Even your biggest pain, first you see and then suffer. And even that suffering you are see. Amazing, ji. I only get obsessed with my suffering identity. I don't register my seeing identity. You understand, We suffer. We keep suffering and we keep on repeating our suffering identity. Oh, I am such a sufferer, I am so unhappy, I am so miserable, vagera, vagera. But in all these statements, there is one thing, I am a seeing identity, I am a seeing being. And the seeing being and the suffered thought, there is an adhyasa, meaning there is a tie. The illumining being and the illumined thought of suffering become one. It is like you put the color in the water becomes colored. H2O remains H2O, but yet it looks colored. You can again separate it. Similarly, a thought of suffering as though muddles the seer. As though. But even if the thought muddles, even that muddled status, the consciousness sees. It's amazing, ji, that how the seer sees everything and doesn't get tainted by anything. Because what we define as a taint, that is also seen by the seer. Therefore the light, when we say the light, it is only the witness of everything. The seer of everything is the light. And we have no identity other than being the seer. We have no identity other than being the seer, the seeing identity. Next sutra, ji. I have given enough. Think of. Therefore, when they say see the light here, it is all wrong. Ji. The sun doesn't illumine the waking dream and sleep. It only illumines only 1/5 of the creation called just the colors, the forms. Bas. The sunlight can't illumine the waking sounds. The sunlight can't illumine the waking tastes and touches and smells. I can taste sugar without the help of the light. In order to see form, I need a physical light. In order to hear, I don't have to. I can close my eyes and hear the talk. I can close my eyes and smell. I can close my eyes to the light and taste. I can remember with my eyes closed, I can remember. And with my eyes closed, I can have pleasure and pain. Therefore, don't give too much of credence to the physical light. According to Vedanta, your eyes may be blind, but your existence is never blind. Your existence is eternal light. Therefore, that is why one blind man came to Shankaracharya ji. Then Shankaracharya ji taught him that you are not blind. It is just you can't see the object. But even that you cannot see an object is seen by you. You are aware of the idea that you cannot see the object. But you are aware of the darkness pertaining to the object. You are aware of the sounds and tastes and touches and smells. You are aware of the waking, dream, sleep, jo bhi hai. How can you be blind? Don't conclude you are blind. You are the Swayam Jyoti, ever conscious light. And therefore, you don't have to follow the mystical teachings which tell you this is this light and that light. And they always say, to begin with you see one light, as you go on improving in your meditation, then you see 2 lights, and then still improve, then 3 lights. Then ultimately when it is time for you to get liberated, a flood of light. 5,000 rupees rakho. Hey, what is all this? Indian culture is too big, ji. Vedic culture is too big for these stupid things. Okay, ji. A Vedanti who becomes mystical, he would lose Vedanta. Mystical means imagining, subjective imagination. You should not give too much of importance to even God's grace. It is only when God's grace comes, then I will know the truth is also not true. When God's grace comes, it will only increase your interest for Vedanta, that's all. But if you have the opportunity to study Vedanta, that is God's grace. If you have peace at home so as to come here, it is God's grace. Otherwise, do you think that it is so easy to leave home and come here? It is not easy. If your survival is taken care of and if your mind is free from the anxieties of survival, if your mind is free from the anxieties of survival, and such a mind has a jignasa about the truth, might tell you it is some punya karma. And therefore, don't become mystical, don't give too much of importance. When Bhagavan ka anugraha aayenge, tab humko jnana hai, aisa nahi. Now you are with Vedanta, make effort of looking at yourself. Your existence is the root. Your thoughts are the branches. and where the thoughts take place, that is the root. You are the root. But the root is the satyam, the branches are mithya. Rope is the root, snake is the branches. Water is the root, and the waves are the branches, like that. Next sutra ji. Akashaha arthantaratvat arthantarattvadi vyapadeshat. So, Akasha. In the Shastram, whenever we hear the term Akasha, it means Paramatma. Similarly, in the first sutra we saw, when we say the life of everything means Paramatma. Our life, even though breath is the known meaning of the word life, but the life of everyone is, the life of the whole universe is Paramatma. So, Brahman can be called the life of everything. Brahman can be called the light of everything. Brahman can be called the Akashaha, that which is present everywhere, all-pervasive. It is the all-pervasive space. The waking space pervades only in the waking state, but it doesn't extend to the dream. The waking space extends only in the, it spreads in the waking but doesn't spread into the deep sleep. There is no waking space there. You are free from it. But Param Brahma, it is all pervasive. It pervades the waking, it pervades the dream, it pervades the sleep, it pervades the life and death. There is nothing that is unpervaded by the Sakshi, by the being. Therefore, the etymology, the word space is known to be physical space, but going by its etymology, root meaning, that which is all pervasive. That which is Brahman. Going by the etymology of the word Akasha. Did you hear that? Going by the etymology of the word Akasha, it means Brahman. Going by the common parlance, you tell somebody Akasha, according to him Akasha means physical space. But inside the Shastra it means Param Brahma. Akashaha arthantarattvadi vyapadeshat. I am going to read a line G without getting bored here. Akasho vai nama. Akasha is indeed nama rupayoho, of the name and form. Nirvahita. You know, truth runs the realm of name and form. Te yadantara tad brahma. Pages, when you turn, do it very quietly. Pages should not rustle. So, that which runs the show of the name and form is Param Brahma, and that which is comprehensive of the name and form is Param Brahma. Tad Brahma, that which facilitates the name and form is Brahman. That which is inclusive of the name and form is Param Brahma. Go by these two definitions. I said, does not space come under name and form? Space also comes under. According to Vedanta, space is also a part of creation. And according to Nayayikas, space is not a part of creation. For them, space is nityam, eternally there. For the logicians, the space is always there. For the Vaiseshikas, the space is always there. But for Vedanta, even the space is a part of creation. And therefore, if Brahman is that which is the source of name and form, then Brahman can be defined as the source of the space also. Therefore, Akasha means that Brahman which is the reality behind even the space. Tad Amritam, that is indeed eternal. The source of the space is eternal. Space is not eternal. This physical space is not eternal. The source of the physical space, that is eternal. Sa Atma, and that is thyself, that thou art. Sa Atma. The word Atma refers to one's own existence. The source of the names and forms is Brahma, and that which facilitates the names and forms is Brahman, and that Brahman is not paroksham, it is aparoksham, it is yourself. This is the message. Therefore, the word Akasha, even though as per the Rudhi means as per the common parlance, Akasha means physical space, but as per the parlance of the Shastram, as per the literature of the Shastram, it means Param Brahma. It means Param Brahma. That is why sometimes we say it is space. It is space does not mean physical, subtle. Clear? Yati akashaha arthantarattvadi vyapadeshat. Arthantarattvadi means meaning something else other than the physical. Vyapadeshat, there is mention. Shastram defines the word Akasha to mean something other than physical space. Shastra describes the word Akasha to mean something other than the physical space. If there is something all-pervasive, and if it is not the physical space, then it has to be conscious being. Clear? Akashaha arthantarattvadi vyapadeshat. This is also over, ji. We can take up the third. It's all small things, ji. Sushupti Utkrantyoho Vedena. Now we are going to see an adhikaranam, a topic, talking about the deep sleep and death. The one who leaves the body is a Jivatma. The one who travels from one body to another body is a Jivatma. Jivatma means the conscious being with a sense of limitation. The conscious being in ignorance. A conscious being with an idea that I am limited. So when I am living throughout life, I feel I am nothing but a form, I am limited. And when a person is closing his eyes and he is dying, he thinks what? I am a limited person going. While I was living, I was limited. Now while dying, I am both limited and frustrated. कुछ मिला नहीं, कुछ हाथ नहीं लगा जिंदगी में. You understand, कुछ मिला नहीं है. भाई बहुत कमाया, गुड़गांव में इतनी प्रॉपर्टी मिल गई. And the one who is leaving the body, what will he do with that Gurgaon property? You see? You know, every dying person thinks differently. He says, he wonders at the Maya. Nobody wants to enter a state of oblivion. Nobody wants to enter a state of total darkness. Nobody wants to close his eyes forever to this world. Nobody wants to close his eyes to his family, his children, his wife, his husband, this entire Jagat. And if a person is from Purana Delhi, he doesn't want to close his eyes to that jalebi wala dukan, all those paratha wala gali, where he used to make rounds. Sari anand khatam ho jayenge. Understand, death strikes terror, not an ordinary thing. But then, it is only after the person sinks, totally gets drowned into himself, there is no idea of frustration, etc. But while dying, he carries the sense of limitation. Therefore, a man who dies with a sense of limitation, with a sense of ignorance, with a sense of frustration is called a Jivatma. The one who lives with a sense of limitation is a Jivatma. And the one who dies also with a sense of limitation, Jivatma. So here the Shastra says, the one who entertains the sense of limitation and leaves the body to take another body, he is called Jivatma. He is called Utkranti. It is called Utkramanam. To leave one body in order to take another body is called Utkramanam. Like a caterpillar moves from one leaf to another leaf. Now in this matter there is a big problem. In this Indian society it's very difficult. It is a lot of Jyotishyam to come in the way of Vedanta. A lot of astrologer. Astrologer दिमाग खराब करेंगे आपका. आप वेदांत पढ़ने की क्या जरूरत है, ज्योतिष पढ़ो. ज्योतिष पढ़ के क्या करेंगे? Why? You can confuse all your relations, mislead them. Therefore they will say like this, Swamiji, if man leaves the body and takes another body like a caterpillar, but caterpillar first takes hold of the next leaf and then leaves the previous leaf. Is it true that we first take the next body and then leave this body? Kya ji? Your karma is there to give you the body. You don't have to partially leave this body and partially take on to the next body. You may have to leave this body and remain until your karma rectifies. And then you take a form. Like when a person goes to sleep, when he will wake up, nobody knows. When he will wake up, nobody knows. He may wake up in a minute, or he may wake up after 2 minutes, or just 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But in the morning, kabhi na kabhi uth jayega. In the same manner, when man dies, he may take birth immediately or after some time when the karma rectifies us. That is the bottom line. Nobody can determine the future. I say, I can't know my tomorrow in this life itself. When I can't know tomorrow in this life, can I know the next life? Agar we came to know, if it is true that we can know tomorrow, we will be dead today itself. Supposing tomorrow is going to be a very bleak day. Tomorrow is going to be a very bleak day, very bleak day. You will be unhappy right now. Parameshwara, in God's creation, one of the rules of survival, one of the laws of survival is you should not know the next minute. Understand this? One of the laws of survival. I cannot survive if I know in advance what is going to happen tomorrow. Supposing it is going to be something wrong, I'll become unhappy right now. Survival, if the future is already known, the present is gone. If the present has to be saved, it has to be saved from the fears of from the predictions of the future, from the knowledge of the future. If I have to save myself in the present, then I have to save myself from the knowledge of the future. And therefore, one of the laws of survival, one of the rules of survival is that I must not know. So if I can't know tomorrow, how can I know the next life? It's better not to know. Therefore, don't consult any astrologers. Maharajji, what is going to happen? And if you come to me and stretch your hand and show me, you know what I am going to say? You better see a skin specialist, you have a problem. Astrology ke baat ki baat, first you see a consultant. Because most of the Indians have skin problem. Because we touch others' feet and don't wash. Yes. Please, after touching anybody's feet, please go and wash your head. Because feet have got all the problems. माता, पिता, गुरु, दैवम सबका पाँव छूते रहते हैं. उसके बाद छोड़ देते हैं. You don't have to wash your hands in their presence, but go. That is why you have a wash basin behind in somewhere interior. You can go there and quietly wash your hand and come. But you have to wash. I say, you have to wash your hands if you touch somebody's feet. And he should wash his feet. Yes. These are the rules of hygiene. Therefore, don't consult the astrologers. Tell me what is going to happen tomorrow. I say, nothing is going to happen. जैसे आज है वैसे होगा, more or less. You have been suffering and you will be suffering. Unnecessary. Therefore, we don't need all these things. Humanity doesn't require astrology, doesn't require palmistry, doesn't require anything. Humanity requires only a sense of responsibility, duty and Vedanta. Science and Vedanta. Science, Dharmashastram, Vijnanam, Dharmashastram and Vedanta. Science helps us to live. Dharmashastra helps us to live together. And Vedanta helps us to understand the truth. What do we do with all the astrology ji? What do we do? Jyotish se padh ke karenge. If you say, no, you can avoid the karma, prarabdha. Nobody can avoid karma, please understand. Did not Dasharatha have priests with him? Did not Dasharatha have Vasishtha with him? Vasishtha, a great sage. Was he able to avoid the prarabdha? He died. And nobody knows the. Similarly, Bhishma was a very big man. Bhishma was a very wise person. Vidura was a wise person. Great family, the cultured family, royal family, a Vedic family, a great Vedic family, great Vedic Kshatriya family. And yet, were they able to ward off the Mahabharata battle? If a ritual can ward off all these prarabdhas, then Indians also could have avoided through Havan the war with Chinese, the war with Pakistan. Ye kabhi hoga? How many times we performed Havan and so much of ghee we burnt, but our cricketers lost the matches. How many times we lost the matches despite the hours? Therefore, we don't require all these things, Jay. To be very frank, I'm sorry to say, we don't require anything. We require duty, be a good human being, be informed of science, be scientific about the world, be informed of the world, and be responsible, be a good human being and study Vedanta. I think that's all we require. We don't require more than three. Vijnanam, science, ethics and Vedanta. Science, ethics and Vedanta. Okay, Ji, we will continue this later. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.